Well, there was no let-up in the bid to get people's protection against COVID boosted in England, despite it being Christmas Day. Vaccine centres were open and many who'd not yet had the chance to get their jabs were being urged to do so. Our North of England correspondent, Inzamam Rashid, was given access to a COVID ward at the Royal Preston Hospital and sent us this.
If there was ever any doubt about this nation's fight against the pandemic, you don't need to look any further. COVID jabs on Christmas Day, the epitome of Christmas spirit.
There was only one person ahead of me in the queue and I wanted my booster jab and here I am.
We thought it's better to get vaccinated. Earlier I was skeptical because of my pregnancy, but then I thought, no, I should get vaccinated if I have to protect myself and my family.
The push for jingle jabs on this festive day was a defence only on offer in England. The vaccination programmes for the other nations continues tomorrow. But last week alone, 1.7 million people in the UK had COVID-19. And for a third day running, more than 100,000 cases had been recorded. And those who fall seriously unwell will end up here. This is Christmas on a COVID ward. Like many hospitals across the country, the Royal Preston is again feeling the pressure of the pandemic.
Vast majority of those patients who are unwell in these red bays have not been vaccinated fully.
Professor Manover has been on the front line of this hospital's response to COVID from the beginning. He says whilst the situation is better than last year for now, the spread of Omicron is worrying.
I feel like I'm living in two different parallel universes, because when I step out, people are going about their business. COVID is still causing havoc here. And the best thing that we can do, and that's why this is a sincere plea to everybody working in the COVID frontline, please do go out there, get vaccinated as soon as possible. It's incredibly important. It's a matter of urgency.
Outside of these hospital walls, there may be a rapid response to the booster programme, but top scientists say it will take 2 weeks before the vaccines kick in. And whilst the devolved nations from tomorrow will implement tough restrictions, England currently has no plan. It's that which could see the NHS face some of its toughest weeks in history once again.
With the sheer number of cases, even with a much lower number of hospitalizations and deaths, you'll see the health system starting to be overwhelmed. And indeed, some hospitals are already operating at capacity, which then displaces the care that's needed for other people.
Hello, we'd just like to come through and take a seat there.
As we've seen so often during this pandemic, hopes have been raised and dashed. With that, on Monday, the Prime Minister will assess new data as pressure to implement measures before the new year continues to mount. Inzamam Rashid, Sky News, Preston.
Well, for many families, this was their first Christmas